When I was 5 to 6 years old, I raced to my father's car every evening, clutching a book in my tiny hands, pleading, "Baba, please read to me." This was in the early 1980s in Maiduguri, Borno State, in the northeast of Nigeria. Our neighbors will glance over curiously. They called us Nasara, meaning the Western ones. I'm going to share this story with you. It's very close to my heart. I've never said this anywhere. This is the first time. In a community where education was not yet the norm of every child, my family stood out because we read books, we went to school, we went to the university, we watched news, we watched entertainment. We spoke of worlds far beyond our streets. And yet, despite our differences, our neighbors didn't understand. But we were much loved. We were so respected. My mother, with her huge heart, fed everyone. Our home was a sanctuary, a haven of kindness in Maiduguri, where unfortunately later that very community will become the birthplace of Boko Haram. I was a young girl with insatiable hunger to learn, so fierce that I walked miles to school without complaining, heart pounding as I crossed chaotic roads, whispering prayers under my breath. I braved the stares of boys loitering on the street, fear clinging to me like the second skin. But yet I did not give up. I had to go to school. And yet, every step I took was a quiet rebellion about a system that believed girls shouldn't be seen. Girls should not be empowered. My father was extraordinary, a proud Fulani man. He gave us both Islamic education and Western learnings. He showed us knowledge has no boundaries. But yet, even his progressive vision couldn't shield me from society's expectations. When I finished secondary school, while awaiting 3 agonizing years for my result, 3 years of bureaucratic delays that seemed designed to break my spirit, my family's focus shifted from my grades to pressuring me to bring a husband. I remember every night sitting alone crying. I'll wait for everyone to go to bed. I'll come out, sit down, cry, 30, 40 minutes. Nobody knew. My tears had to wait for the house to be silent. I would cry. I was frustrated. I was sad. I was just seeing my dreams slip away. And yet everyone around me was talking about marriage instead of my university. So I finally brought a suitor to my father. It didn't work out. It broke our hearts. It broke my father's heart. But guess what? That heartbreak became my breakthrough. My father, seeing my pain, decided to start making arrangements to send me to the university. So I started. There was nothing he could do. I had so much passion for life and for education. So I would call myself lucky, I guess. Sorry. So, in my 20s, I faced a life that was suffocating my spirit. But guess what? I stood up. I chose myself. I chose my freedom. I said to myself, I'll always fight to be free, to have my freedom in any situation. And that's what I have been doing. I became a single parent with a daughter to raise and educate. I didn't take it as a burden. I took it as a mission. If I was going to fight for any girl to choose her path, I had to start with my own daughter. So, this is where my story becomes our story. Because I realized my story isn't unique. It was universal. Across the northeast of Nigeria, across Africa, across the whole world, there are girls walking miles to school, praying for courage to cross busy roads. There are girls crying in silence because their dreams seem impossible. There are mothers struggling to raise and educate their children. So I founded Maru Foundation, not because I had wealth or connections, but because I had something very powerful. I had a purpose. At Maru Foundation, we dig wells to communities where there is no water. We feed hungry children on the street. We feed hungry families at IDP camps. We provide healthcare outreach to people, to communities forgotten by their own people. But most importantly, we advocate for something revolutionary. We advocate for girls' right to choose their education, their career, when and whom to get married to choose not only to be protected princesses, but to be empowered queens. You see, in the North, we call our girls princesses, queens. We shield them from the world, protecting them from hardship. That's what we think, which is not bad. But this is what I learned. True protection doesn't come with shielding them from the world. True protection comes with giving them the right tools to shape the world themselves. Education is not only literacy and numeracy. Education is also about options. It's about a girl in rural Yobe knowing that she doesn't have to sit and wait for someone to rescue her. It's about her knowing that through education, she has the power, she has the freedom to create her own future. When I became the first lady of my state, Yobe State, in 2019, I told myself, I have to get up and do more, no matter how small and no matter the challenges. And I know as a woman, I'm going to face challenges, but I will not sit down. So every time we help others, we help ourselves. And I said, rising is not about lifting yourself up. Rising is about extending your hands to lift others up with you. So every time we fund education, we fund a girl's education, every time we teach women AI to help their businesses, to enhance their lives, every time we feed hungry people, every time we provide healthcare outreach to communities, every time we stand up and say, girls deserve the right to choose too, we don't only change her, we change her family, we change her community, we change her nation. We change stories of limitations to stories of possibilities. But let me be clear. This work I'm doing, it's not easy. You can imagine. We get criticized from all angles, all from different aspects. Sometimes you wonder, you're just trying to help. It's as if people don't want you to help. I'll give you one example, very simple. In December, we organized a Quranic conference, very close to my heart. Yes, many people said good things, but I was surprised to know that in this age, in this era, some people are saying, why is a woman leading this? Why isn't her face covered? In fact, some people are even saying, how is she educated? I was surprised. We have so much to do. But here's the thing. When you know you're doing the right thing, when you know you're fighting for something bigger than yourself, criticism becomes just noise. So today I want to leave you with one inspiration. Never give up. Never give up. Always fight for what is right. Fight for yourself. Because when you fight for yourself, you end up in a place where others can be inspired. When you rise, you create space for others to rise with you. That little girl that was walking miles to school, terrified, praying to cross busy roads and just keep on moving, she grew up to become someone who built roads for others. That young girl that was crying alone in silence, frustrated by a world that wanted to limit her choices, she grew up to become someone who fights to expand other girls' choices. In the north of Nigeria, in the northeast of Nigeria, in my state, Yobe State, I want to see something. I hope today I'll be heard. Give girls a chance. Give women a chance. Let us breathe. Give us education. Value us. Support us. Allow us to make our own choices. My name is Hafsa. It means a lion's child in Arabic. And just like a lion ferociously protects its cub, I have fought fiercely to learn, to choose, to be free. And not just for me. I've fought for others to learn, to choose, to be free, and most importantly, to rise. Thank you very much.